What's up, YouTube? Today I will continue with my series The Best Buy. Today's the number 9. You can check the other ones on my YouTube channel. There is actually a playlist for all of them. Hope everything is well. Today I will continue one of the series that you guys tend to enjoy the most, The Best Buy, and I will ask the same thing over and over. If in the end end up enjoying this The Best Buy, don't forget to leave a like, means a lot to me indeed, and is honestly one of the best ways to support the channel. Another thing is, again, I put a lot of time into this YouTube channel. If you can subscribe, if you can leave a comment, that means the world to me. And I always think for you is so easy, and you probably have no idea how important it is for me to see feedback, to see if you guys are enjoying, if all the time I'm putting into this YouTube channel makes sense. And I know a lot of you guys support the channel, love the channel, but again, a like, a comment, subscribing is super easy, so don't forget that. And this series, like I was saying, you guys tend to enjoy quite a lot. Leaving a like motivates me to do more of the Best Buys, and let's be real, this is a fun series, and I also enjoy it a lot doing videos, doing this series in particular. So, moving on into the disclaimer, will be a short one, but a very important one. No financial advice. Always do your own research. Prices or pop can eventually be wrong at the time you see this video. No one can predict the market. Fundamentals are your best friend in the long run, and guess what? This market is a very good example of that. I do not believe in timing the market, I believe time in the market as long as you spend that time well. Keep in mind that I'm a collector first and the investor second. First, I look at value, then I go for price. Any card I will show in this video or any video I can eventually be buying or selling. On the description you can find a eBay affiliate link that supports the channel, same for Patreon, so any type of support, again, thank you so much for that. English is not my main language, any types of mispronunciations, I'm sorry. Notes for the Best Buys. I guess most of you guys can skip this since I know big part of the viewers know the rules, but all the data for the results was obtained on my Instagram, so follow me on my Instagram if you want to participate in the next polls. More than 300 votes, and all of those have a fun component. To give you my correct, in the end there is no correct answer since we are talking about a super speculative asset, we are talking about a very relative thing, but to give you my best answer, my correct answer, I would need hours in research, and I'm not doing that in this type of videos. If you do not agree with my choices or my viewers' choice, since those results are not being obtained on my Instagram by my audience, good chance you are correct. But leave a comment, explain why you think, on the option number one was best, was better than the option number two, because critical thinking, trying to push debate is what I want with this type of videos. Or with this channel, to be fair. So let's move on into the first one, and the first one puts Cristiano Ronaldo versus Zinedine Zidane. The first card is Cristiano Ronaldo 2005 Panini Champions of Europe, a sticker. I believe the first Cristiano Ronaldo sticker on the Champions League set is a BGS 9. I think is a really nice card if you are a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. Amazing headshot. Sold a little bit over $100, 150 to be precise, versus Zinedine Zidane 98 Panini Nestlé World Cup France 98, and in this case is a PSA 6. So I'm talking about the 2005 Cristiano Ronaldo BGS 9 versus 98 Zinedine Zidane PSA 6. This is and the price was very similar. Again, a little bit, both a little bit over $100. This is a difficult one in my perspective, since I can see arguments for both cards. If I had to pick one, and I guess I don't need to stall a lot, I would go for the Zidane, and I will explain you why. I think the Zidane card is more relevant since Zinedine Zidane, again, that's not a rookie card, but we know that in the hobby there is a lot of this narrative that the first card with the national team at the World Cup level, because Zidane actually have cards, for example, in '96 at the Euro. But there is a lot of that narrative going around, and for some people, calling that card a rookie for Zidane, even if I don't agree, by the way, I think is a narrative that we need to be aware. And I honestly, okay, I don't agree with the narrative that the first national cards with the national team are rookies. I don't agree with that, but I actually think those cards should be quite important. And Zinedine Zidane history, look, was amazing with Juventus, was amazing with Real Madrid, but was even better with France. I mean, ended up winning Euro Cup, ended up winning World Cup, losing a final in 2006. But even then, I mean, ended up playing such an amazing tournament that Zinedine Zidane is a legend, and a big part of his legendary stats comes from playing at a super high level with France. This, like I was saying, this is a difficult one because every time there is a Cristiano Ronaldo card or a Messi card, I have some type of bias for them since those are the two players I collect the most, and in my perspective, the two best players ever. I know this is a debatable take, but I really think we end up seeing greatness in front of us, and again, saying that they are better than Pele or Maradona is always risky because different eras. For me, the players I saw, and I think this is even more fair, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are the best. But I also think this is a very common sticker. Maybe BGS 9, there is some type of condition rarity there. I end up not doing my research to give you a correct, a more precise answer on this one. But I like the Zinedine Zidane card more. I think it's quite more rare than the sticker for Cristiano Ronaldo. And in terms of history, in terms of relevance, I actually can see the narrative being a little bit better for Zinedine Zidane. Apart from that, in terms of looks, I even like the Zinedine Zidane card more. I think it's a very cool card. And if you look at the alternatives on 98, you have the Panini sticker that a lot of people love, but that's very common. And there is more alternatives to be fair, but I think this is one of the best ones. I think this is a beautiful card, and for that logic, I would go with the Zinedine Zidane. Let's see what my viewers end up saying. So my viewers end up disagreeing with me, and I'm not surprised. Again, my channel focuses a lot on the pre-modern goats, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. So again, to be fair, Zinedine Zidane is also one of the most important players in pre-modern. But every time you put a Cristiano Ronaldo card or a Messi card versus other player, is difficult for the other player to win. So have that in mind. I would disagree on this one. I'm a big believer on the Cristiano Ronaldo market, of course, but on this one, I actually like the Zinedine Zidane card more. That being said, do I think any of those are a bad buy? No, I think for $100, they seem quite a decent buy in my perspective. So I like both. I would go for the Zidane, but I'm not mad that my viewers end up going for Cristiano Ronaldo. And again, this is something that you guys will see a lot. I will disagree, not saying on this one, but on this series, I disagree a lot with my viewers. But in the end, my perception is just different, and maybe the person choosing one versus me choosing the another, we can both be right in the end. So moving on, and the next one is all right, so this is a big one. 2009 Panini Foot Ronaldinho sticker, first sticker with PSG, PSA 7, I would say around 1K, versus Thomas Muller, Bayern Munich set, Panini, 2009, 8 years apart, selling a little bit over 1K, but let's say both around 1K. Love both cards. For me, this is a easy one, and I will explain you why this is a easy one. I think one have more true rarity than the other, and I'm talking about the Ronaldinho sticker. I think that sticker is really difficult to find. At least I struggle. I'm trying to find one. Okay, so this sticker is not easy at all. I think it's a beautiful sticker. I think is being the first sticker at PSG, the first time. Ronaldinho ended up playing in Europe with Paris Saint-Germain is relevant. Again, maybe some people will still consider that rookie material since the 99 is also quite difficult to find. Not going into that, I think is an important card for Ronaldinho. That's for sure. In this case, is a sticker, but you guys get the point. I think a PSA 7 is a very good grade, honestly. Those stickers, they don't grade very well. A lot of times they are off-center. This one is off-center, for example. So I would go with the Ronaldinho. That being said, let me make a case for Thomas Muller, because this was a record sale for Thomas Muller, for this sticker in particular, in a PSA 9. I believe a PSA 10 2 years ago, or let's say 2 years ago, sold for I believe $700. Don't quote me on this, but I think I'm correct, or a little bit less. So of course, a PSA 9 selling for over 1k is impressive for Thomas Muller. What ended up changing? Well, I think the market ended up getting a little bit more educated on Thomas Muller and up understanding how great Thomas Muller is, how important Thomas Muller is for this era, for the pre-modern era. And in general, even if I'm choosing Ronaldinho right now, I'm a big believer on the Thomas Muller market. I'm not talking about rookies, I'm not talking about one specific card. I'm talking in a macro perspective. I think Thomas Muller is one of the most important players in the last 10, 20 years. And with that in mind, prospecting almost in Thomas Muller, believing in Thomas Muller, can make a lot of sense right now. This sale, in other end, this sticker, okay, there is a couple of rookies on this set. This is the one I think is more difficult to grade since it's a foil sticker. And in my perspective, is actually the best looking one. I also like the headshot. I like, well, to be fair, I like all of them, but I think this one being foil, the market can be a little bit bigger for this one, if that makes sense, because shiny things always attract more people. But being shiny also becomes quite difficult to grade, and PSA 9s are very difficult to obtain. There is a lot of fates, a lot. Again, pop is still low, even in lower grades, but there is a lot of fates. There is a couple of nines and very few tens. So maybe long run can make sense to pay this 1k right now if I was trying to invest in the Thomas Muller market. With that man, you can probably find between 5 and 10 stickers raw and try your luck on PSA, on SEC, whatever, trying to find a card that is a 9, a 9.5, a 10. And if you know what you are doing, there is a chance you can actually make a decent money with that if you believe this sale will make sense 1 year from now, will make sense 3 months from now, 6 months from now. So end up going with the Ronaldinho. I don't think that the Thomas Muller is that bad of a buy. I just feel people should be a little bit careful because there is still a lot of frost in the market. But maybe a 9 will be really that difficult, and yeah, maybe this was also a good buy. I'm going with the Ronaldinho one, and I would be surprised if my honest goes with the Muller, yeah. So 60-80% for the Ronaldinho, I think makes sense. Like I was saying, more true rarity. I think the player is also more relevant than Thomas Muller. That being said, I also believe Thomas Muller is quite important, but Ronaldinho is one of a kind, you know. So yeah, I understand this. I think both can have solid arguments, but Ronaldinho for me is the easy choice. Moving on. And this one is a difficult one in my perspective. So I'm talking about Didier Drogba, legendary player for Chelsea, versus Dennis Bergkamp, legendary player for Arsenal. The first card is 2002 Panini sticker Foot 2003, in this case, Champions de France. Beautiful sticker in my perspective. I love that design. I also like the Ronaldinho cards on that set quite a lot. This one sold for $900. A PSA 9. This is the only rookie for Drogba. So I actually like that. This is the only rookie. There is no competition, and that's important, being honest. Versus 90 Panini Football 91 for Dennis Bergkamp. In this case, is a SCC 8. Sold for, I would say, the same, 30 bucks more. So, but again, in the same in the same price range, I would say. So, both around $900. This is a difficult one, and I will try to make some logic with my thoughts. As a player, I like Didier Drogba more because I saw Didier Drogba more. In terms of rarity, I suspect, if you guys want to talk about true rarity, that the Dennis Bergkamp will be more difficult to find. That being said, a PSA 9 for Didier Drogba is not bad at all. I believe there is 2 tens, and I'm actually trying to acquire a BGS 9.5 for that Didier Drogba sticker. So yes, I have some bias towards the Didier Drogba, but I also recognize how important this sticker is for Dennis Bergkamp, since he's in my perspective, the true rookie sticker for Bergkamp. I believe there is a card, but it's 1 year. After again, not going into that, I think this is one of the probably the main rookie, better saying, for Dennis Bergkamp. In terms of greatness, honestly, I think it's debatable. I think both are close. I honestly don't know on this one. I think both are close. I like both quite a lot. I think for 1K, both end up a little bit less, but both end up being solid choices. I just think Didier Drogba is probably more relevant in terms of demographics, if that makes sense. I think more people end up watching Didier Drogba than Dennis Bergkamp. But I think either way, those are great buys. Again, I honestly don't even remember what my audience ended up choosing. I suspect was Didier Drogba because, but I remember was very close. I suspect was Didier Drogba, and my logic is, I think people remember Didier Drogba more. One is a PSA slab, the other one is a SGC slab. That also matters quite a lot in this market. And I would agree. I would go if that's the case. I also would go with Didier Drogba, but again, this is a coin flip for me. I like both buys. All right, so 57% end up going for Didier Drogba. Um, I mean, this should be a close one, no matter what you believe. Again, maybe there is more true rarity on the Dennis Bergkamp, but I also think in good condition Panini foot stickers, I mean, they tend to be quite difficult to find, and Didier Drogba seems no exception. Also in that logic, love both. I think Premier League legends are an interesting play, being real, and either way, you end up doing a great buy if you choose one or the other. I like Didier Drogba more just because of that. So, moving on. And before I go into my next best buy, let me say one thing. I hope you guys don't skip this because honestly, this is quite important. If you guys love my content on YouTube, you guys are actually missing a lot of content. Why? Because I have a Patreon where I put content 2 times a week. I make a Q&A every Wednesday, so that's why you guys never have videos on Wednesday. I make a new Q&A every Wednesday. Every okay, my English is struggling right now, and I make an extra audio on Saturday. Anyone joining Patreon will be able to ask me questions. I already end up answering more than 300 questions in the last couple of months, which I think is quite impressive. And to give you an idea, I will share with you the topics of the last Q&A. The last Q&A ended up talking about prospecting in old players, education versus rarity, how both can be connected, UK premium, or better saying UK tax in certain players, because we see that the UK is a big part of the market right now, and you see certain players from that region go for more than they should go, in my perspective. This is a long debate, to be honest, and the consolidation long term, why that's so important. All of those topics end up being questions that people end up making and end up expanding them into a long format. I would say that Q&A is more than 1 hour, and normally tends to be that way. So I will leave a link below the video, link on the description, if you want to check my Patreon. You need to pay around $10. I try to provide a lot of value there that makes those $10 worth it, if that makes sense. So, but let's say $10 is a lot of money to you. That's totally fine. One thing that is free is actually my Discord. We are more than 500 members. I've been working a lot on my Discord. I'm trying to grow the Discord. I'm trying to make the community interact more there. And I think it's an amazing place to learn and share about the soccer card market, about even talking about soccer. I think it's an amazing place to be in. It's totally free. I will leave the link below the video, so check both out. Moving on, and this is another interesting one. So, 95 Mundichrome Ronaldo Copa America versus PSA 3, by the way, versus PSA 9 2019 Erling Haaland Football Bundesliga. Talking about the sticker. This is a very easy one for me, not gonna lie. I don't think this should be close. But again, they end up selling for a very similar amount of money. Let's say around $200 both. I mean, the the correct choice for me is of course Ronald. Why? Look, what can Haaland do to be better than Ronaldo? Well, again, he can win a lot of Ballon d'Ors, right? But the question is not that. Do you think Haaland will be better than Ronaldo Nazario Lima? I found that very, very difficult to believe. Ronaldo was one of a kind. Haaland is also very good, of course, but Ronaldo is, in my perspective, the best number 9 I ever saw. Little striker, fan favorite in the hobby, so a lot of things to like about Ronaldo. That's not a rookie in my perspective. He's honestly, people call that rookie material, and I'm fine with that. By the way, I just like the 94 releases more, but I'm also fine with that. There is a couple of versions for that sticker, Navarrete, Mundichrome, etc. I like the Mundichrome a little bit more. I think it's more rare than the Navarrete version, for example. And a PSA 3 for this card is not the best grade in the world, but the pop total for this sticker, I believe, is around 60 copies. And guess what? The Haaland PSA 9 alone, I'm talking just about the PSA 9, is close to 1K. So rarity is not in the same level. And again, rarity is not everything, but is the most important thing. And with that in mind, again, greatness, Ronaldo, history, Ronaldo, lineage, I would go for the Mundichrome for Ronaldo. Rarity, condition, again, everything goes for Ronaldo in my perspective. So this is an easy one for me. I think the person that bought the Ronaldo one made a much better deal. I will be in shock if my audience end up picking the Haaland sticker. And be careful with that sticker. That sticker is not rare. The pop keeps going up and up and up. Honestly, pops only go up, to be fair. But yeah, people end up overreacting on that sticker. Be very careful. At one point in time, the PSA 10 was selling for, I believe, 11K. Right now, again, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's around 1K or less. Yeah, things are crashing for that sticker with reason in my perspective. So, because again, there is no rarity is not there, and apart from that, you have a lot of options if you want to invest in the Erling Haaland rookie market. So, with that in mind, I would go with the Ronaldo, and my audience end up agreeing with me 75% for the Ronaldo versus 25% for the Haaland. If you end up choosing Haaland, again, explain why, because I honestly don't. There is always okay. I like Alan more. I never saw Ronaldo. That's always a fair argument, but I don't think that's what we are debating on this channel. To be fair, but yeah, explain me why you end up choosing Haaland. Explain me why you really think Haaland is a better buy than a Ronaldo. Important sticker in my perspective. I honestly don't get it. But again, I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm just saying, in my perspective, the other is a much better buy. Moving on, and this is another interesting one. So, in one side, we have 2021 Don Ross's Kaboom card for Vinicius Jr. Actually, I think it's a beautiful card, by the way. So people think I don't like modern. Of course, that's not the case. Actually, that card looks great. I don't own any Kaboom, okay? So I don't know the feeling of them in hand, for example. But I think in terms of design, I like it. And people don't like it. I actually like it. That card sold for 1.6k, a little bit more actually. 1.6k versus Diego Armando Maradona, Argentina campeão livre de estampas, PSA 1.5. The other one was a PSA 10 for the Kaboom. This is one of the most important rookies for Maradona, in my opinion. Is actually, with the disc, one of the most difficult ones to find, and pop reports are actually showing that. I end up trading, in this case, buying the disc recently, and I also bought this one you guys are seeing on the screen. So, spoiler alert, if that makes any type of sense, I was actually the buyer of that Maradona. I bought that recently on PWCC, and I thought, okay, I was actually also looking at the Kaboom. Let's see what my viewers think, if I did a good buy or not versus the Kaboom. Of course, two different markets, but the way I approach the market, you guys probably suspect that I will choose, of course, the Diego Maradona card. I think he's a historical card. I think he's one of the best players ever. You can make an argument to be the best player ever in terms of talent. And again, I think there is more to rarity. I think condition rarity in this case almost does not matter that much. You can tell, oh, but that's a PSA 10. Probably that there will be a lot of PSA 10s for that card. So 100% going with the Maradona, not because I bought it, to be fair, also because I bought it, but I really think is the best buy. So let's see what my audience thinks, and I will talk a little bit more after that. 78% end up going for Maradona, end up not disclosing that I was the one buying the Maradona, but I'm not surprised also. I think my audience prefers vintage, prefers pre-modern than ultra-modern. And put this way, what is the card that can give you a better upside on the short term? I think is the Vinicius Junior card. Why? Because if Brazil plays well, if Brazil wins the next World Cup, that's a big if, of course, but there is a scenario on that, and if Vinicius Junior is the man on that team, that card instead of 1k can be 10k. I would not be surprised at all. And if you are buying, like I did, the Argentina Campeón Libro de Estampas for 1.6k, do I expect that card to be 10k at the end of the year or at the end of the next year? Honestly, no. I think probably, if I'm correct, if the market keeps growing, maybe it will be 2k, maybe it will be 3k. I'm not sure again. Actually, a PSA 2, which had a way better appealing than the one I bought, to be honest. I also have a PSA 2 for this card, but this one, I think the eye appealing is nice apart from centering, but centering is big part of the eye appealing. But a PSA 2 sold on Goldin for 6k for that Libro de Estampas card. But the eye appealing was much better than the 1.5, so I also understand the premium that the person I'm putting on that purchase. And for me, this is an easy one. I mean, historical player, historical card. I don't think it's close. But again, if you are playing the short-term game, if you are playing even the mid-term game, I understand why Vinicius can potentially be a better buy. But again, this is all about risk. I think my buy is there is way less risk on my buy than on the Kaboom buy, but I also understand the upside is huge, or can be huge, better saying, on the Vinicius. If I have to bet 1 year from now, 10 years from now, the Argentina Campeón will be more expensive than the Kaboom card. Moving on. So, this one is an extra. And what I mean with this? Well, instead, all the other ones you guys saw was sales that end up being on PWCC. And I love PWCC, is where I sell a lot of stuff, is where I buy a lot of stuff. But I ended up finding an interesting one on eBay that I thought, you know what, let's make this a little bit different. Let's make people support the channel with this one for free. What I mean with this? Okay, so the winner on this one ended up winning with 52%. Was the Ronaldo, was the Messi. Let's start with the Ronaldo one. 2009 Panini Liga BBVA Cristiano Ronaldo Mega Cracks PSA 9. This card is a card that I love. This card is the first Mega Cracks in Spain for Cristiano Ronaldo. And you guys know I'm a big fan of Mega Cracks. And this card has been going up quite a lot. I still believe that the first cards for Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo cards at Real Madrid, especially 2009, they have huge upside because Cristiano Ronaldo at Real Madrid ended up such a monster. I mean, his numbers don't even make any type of sense. And I believe people are recognizing that. And you can apply this logic to other players. I just think Cristiano Ronaldo is a very obvious one. Look, I would say 2 years ago, that card was $20 raw in decent condition. Right now, good luck trying to find one in good condition. Actually, the set, again, no true rarity by any means, but it's not an easy set to find in my experience, which surprises me a lot because it seems like I find more 2004 Messi Mega Cracks than I find 2009 Cristiano Ronaldo Mega Cracks. Of course, the awareness is also different cards, but I love that card. I think the design is amazing. A big fan of that card. Sold for $78, 678 USD. So strong sale, to be honest. I like the card. The price was impressive. I will put that way. Versus 2020 Panini Leonel Messi on the horizon. This is an insert that I think most people like. It's probably not in the same level as National Landmarks or Kaboom, but it's a beautiful insert. I think people recognize this as probably one of the most important sets in the pre-modern era, in the ultra-modern era, for Lionel Messi. I like the design. PSA 9, well, is a okay grade, honestly. I think is a better grade than PSA 9 for the other Cristiano Ronaldo. In terms of rarity, I suspect the Lionel Messi will be a little bit more rare, since those inserts they tend to be not that easy to pull. This is a difficult one because, again, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are the players I like to collect the most. I love the Cristiano Ronaldo Mega Cracks card. I think there is a little bit more history on that card versus the other card. But I also think the other card for $700 was also a decent buy. I know maybe people may be shocked by my opinion on this because you guys think I just buy pre-modern and vintage. No, I actually think that the insert is a beautiful card if you are a Messi collector, and I'm a Messi collector. So I like both. This was a very close one, and if you want to know what my viewers end up choosing, you need to go to the link below the video. Will be a eBay affiliate link that will redirect to the sale on eBay for the card that end up winning. This is a good way to support the channel. It's a fun way to also interact with you guys, and again, is a eBay affiliate link, so any click I can potentially benefit a small percentage of your sales. But again, if you want to support the channel, I think it's a nice way to do it. And if you are really curious about the winner, check the link below. And spoiler is also my choice, so you will end up knowing my choice and what my viewers end up also choosing. I'm in line with them, but again, very close one. So check also the link below the video. And this is everything for today. Collect things you love, prices what you pay, values what you get. I enjoy a lot doing this series, as you guys know. I think it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I hope you guys also share the same opinion as me on this one. Have a nice day, leave a like, see you guys tomorrow, bye.